Hey, what's going on, everyone? So today we are looking at the next evolution of Sony's bridge cameras, the Sony RX10 V. Now, if you're wondering what a bridge camera actually is, just think of it as the ultimate middle ground. On one side, you have massive DSLRs or mirrorless systems with interchangeable lenses. They're expensive, heavy, and a total commitment. On the other side, you've got casual point-and-shoots that are portable but lack serious features. This camera sits right in the center. It gives you that solid, small DSLR feel with a fixed lens, but its real superpower is the massive super zoom. And no, we aren't talking about digital zoom here, which just crops your pixels and throws away image data. This is a real, high-quality optical zoom paired with a 20.1 megapixel 1-inch stack sensor. It gives you insane reach without needing to lug around a massive, heavy telephoto lens setup. Whether you're going on a safari, shooting your kid's sports game from the bleachers, or just walking around shooting street photography at a wide angle, this thing is built for pure versatility. When you look at the barrel, it says 24 to 600 millimeters zoom. If you look really closely at the fine print inscription on the glass, it specifies that this is the 35 millimeters equivalent field of view. The actual physical lens is a 9.1 to 210 millimeters f/2.4 to f/4. Because it uses optical zoom across that whole range, you're keeping your full 20.1 megapixel resolution whether you're completely zoomed out or pushed all the way in. And because it's a stacked sensor, it leans into the perks of a smaller form factor. We are talking blackout-free shooting at up to 30 frames per second for stills. If you're tracking fast action or wildlife, that image never leaves your eye in the viewfinder. Now, physics are physics, guys. As you zoom in, you're going to lose some light. It starts at a bright f/2.4 on the wide end, but by the time you hit around 100 millimeters, you'll start feeling that drop until it maxes out at f/4. But honestly, if it stayed f/2.4 the whole way, the front element of this lens would be absolutely massive. To test it out, the first thing I did was jump on a rooftop to see how the zoom handles. Zooming into the local trains from total wide to tight, you can see just how much closer it gets you. But the biggest internal upgrade here is the brain. Sony swapped in the updated Bionz XR processor alongside their dedicated AI processing unit. Don't forget, the Mark IV version of this camera came out way back in 2017. Technology has made massive jumps since then. Now, you get real-time AI autofocus tracking. It doesn't just hunt for eyeballs. It recognizes human bodies, limbs, and the backs of heads. It's predictive, so if someone turns around, it's already locked and waiting for their face to reappear. We also finally get a USB-C port, which unlocks so much functionality. You can plug it directly into your computer with a single cable to use it as a high-end 4K 30p webcam for Zoom or Teams calls, and it can even record to the memory card while you stream. Plus, you can charge the battery straight through that port, meaning you don't have to pack a dedicated wall charger when traveling light. Speaking of the battery, it uses the Sony Z batteries, and the performance is incredible. Sony claims a 50% boost in stamina, and I believe it. I shot 2 entire events, barely went through half a battery, and never even touched my backup. For storage, you still get a single SD card slot, but it's been upgraded from the slow UHSI slot on the Mark IV to support UHS 2 fast cards. The electronic viewfinder gets a nice bump too. A 3.6 million OLED EVF running at a buttery smooth 120 frames per second, which is amazing for panning with action. The rear screen is a 3-inch, 1.68 million touch display. It's great for changing settings on the fly, but keep in mind it only tilts. It doesn't flip out completely to face you, so vlogging yourself might be a bit tough. Layout-wise, there's no front control dial, but you have a power zoom rocker right by the shutter button, where you can manually spin the lens ring with 3 customizable speed settings. To make up for the missing front dial, you get a dedicated physical aperture ring on the lens with a to-click switch. You can leave it clicking for stills, or smooth it out for seamless iris pulling during video. There's also a focus limiter switch on the barrel to keep the lens from hunting the entire range when you know your subject is far away. And this lens isn't just for far-off subjects. The macro capability is wild. on the widest setting, your minimum focusing distance is under 2 inches, and even fully extended to 210 millimeters, you can focus on things just 28 inches away. On the video side, it shoots 4K 60p with no crop, or you can push it to 4K 120p if you want smooth slow motion, though that does add a slight crop. It records in 4:2:210-bit and includes premium profiles like S-Cinetone and S-Log3 with custom LUT support. It is incredibly capable, easily replacing traditional camcorders for things like school recitals or live events. After that, I hopped on a train down to Coney Island to catch a GCW show at the ballpark. By the time I arrived, the sun was setting, but having actual open-air lighting changed everything. My seat was in the second row, safely behind a security barrier, which meant I finally got to unleash the superpower of that 600mm equivalent lens. Being stuck behind the barricade didn't matter at all. I was able to zoom right past the ropes and capture the raw emotion, sweat, and facial expressions of the performers. When the main event started and Nick Gage came walking right past my seat interacting with the crowd, I didn't have to swap camera bodies or struggle with a massive prime lens. I just flipped the zoom rocker back to wide and instantly caught the shot. I even tested out the brand new S&Q, slow and quick mode, which the Mark IV didn't have, to capture a spectacular slow-mo clip of the wrestlers crashing right through a door from the top turnbuckle. At the end of the night, I just packed this single camera into a small sling bag, threw it on my back, and enjoyed the fireworks. Look, I know a fixed-lens bridge camera isn't going to be for everyone, but if you want a massive zoom range, fast burst rates, top-tier AI tracking, and great video specs wrapped up in one grab-and-go package where you never have to worry about changing lenses, this is easily the strongest all-in-one offering Sony has ever made. Check out the links below for the full specs and pricing details. Let me know in the comments if you think the 9-year wait was worth it. Smash that like button, subscribe for daily tech videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.